ready ke yabo namhlanje ngathi khona abazokhala impela awuthi ngikho ku stage impela wait siphuma necathula zakhala impela ke I don't have much time. I don't have much time on stage. See, there's someone that's waiting for me at home, and I had told her that when I get back, I would make the situation much better. I don't have much time on stage. Okay. Someone is waiting for me at the gravesite, hoping that I'll bring a tombstone with perfect words that help her understand that her life was well lived. I don't have much time on stage. Someone's waiting for me to save them from an uncle that has turned into a monster, waiting to rip apart the peace and the dreams that they hold in their hands. I don't have much time on stage. I was hoping it was going to be a quick in and out before my God discovers that I have forsaken my church because my pastor was looking at greener pastures under my skirt. I don't have much time on stage. It's just a quick in and out. Apparently my family says the surname is stained, so I don't have much time on stage. It's supposed to be a quick in and out. Don't look at me too much because you might find me in your lover and you'll realize that she's broken too. And that I'm just a token of broken dreams and shattering tombs. I don't have much time on stage. I'm just a broken black child that's trying to recite her clan names. But see, my father left before he could say congratulations to a woman he saw nothing in except to keep as the womb of his forsaken dreams. I don't have much time on stage. Then I forgot to remember my name, so I don't have much time on stage. But if my alarm clock rings and I realize that I've been sleeping for too long, sleeping on myself, sleeping on my health, sleeping on my wealth, please remind me that I am a black child that's supposed to run far and wide, but I don't have much time on stage. Because the stories I'm supposed to tell, even God would be surprised about how he made this terrible mistake of making an immortal mortal. See, people like me are the portal of forsaken dreams. See, people like me hold within their curves and hips the secrets of Egypt. I told you I don't have much time on stage. There's a woman that's dying. She doesn't know what she's gonna eat tonight. I'm not gonna put food on her table, but ngizombeka emthandazweni. If she believes in my God, just like I believe in my God. Not that God they wrote about and they told you to memorize. I'm talking about the God we used to talk to face and we would embrace and he would say, teach me the ways of how to create African child. I'm talking about that God that said I must be here and present to you what I am speaking. It wasn't supposed to be hot, but mild. But I don't have much time on stage because this woman has put all her faith in me and she said, go to your God. Speak to your God for me. I don't have the strength. I don't have the muscles. But if your God can make you clean and make you pure and give you this time on stage, then maybe your God could lend me a page. Oh. The name of course is Nomonde Sanbonani, so thank you very much for welcoming me, and I know the theme was it's being alright. So he's a taxi driver. So I'm dating a taxi driver, and because there are multiple passengers in his passenger seat, my attire was left in his car, and one of the women took it, but it fitted her. So she was avenging herself because this one time it was too late for him to take me home. I got in his bed and his sheets fitted. And then there was a bit of a problem because I felt like I belonged, you know. But me, he didn't have to hoot to ask me to wake up or ask me where my next stop is. I was the one that was telling him how to drive this. That's where the problem began because his wife could hear us from downstairs. We're talking one of those taxi drivers, Amazulu brother. I'm sorry, Dudu Busani has condemned me. Okay. So this man must have been Igceke. While his sheets fitted, my vocabulary didn't fit. My pain didn't fit. And he tried to excuse me and scrub it off me and remind me that I'm not perfect enough for any man. But why was I always taught that that's what I'm supposed to grow up to be? See, my grandmother used to say, who's going to marry you? And at the back of my mind, I knew for a fact that I have to exercise the rights of finding somebody who would love me enough. So I found this taxi driver. He drove me crazy. He had no license to do so. And yes, he smashed me. And then at the end of the day, I was just a picture that was hanging by his mirror. He was looking at his past, looking for his future, yet looking deep inside me because I didn't know myself. I was hoping he would introduce me to me, but I didn't know myself. So he gave me different pictures, gave me different names, gave me different sheets to fit. But nothing could ever excuse the fact that I was just an anonymous being to myself. We're done with that one. Yeah. There's a little feature I like doing when I'm performing. I like giving you guys, you know, a spontaneity. Is there such a word? There should be, right? The spontaneity of giving me a word and then I do something with that word. But I am a kama aspora like about love, about death, about my man, my woman, like you understand? And I am a kama kaile, I'm to that extent. Yes, you heard Diana? Unembez. Okay, fine, that's the first word. Any other word? Fairy tale. Okay, any other word? Cow. Any other word? Imfundiso. Okay. So the numbers are in a fairy tales in a kawe, in imfundiso. I was dyslexic for the longest time. I hadn't learned how to read, nor did I master the art of how to write. But there was this guy. He came to me in a dream. He offered himself the services of making sure that my life becomes a lifelong dream. He said to me, here is your fairy tale. This is where you can escape. This is where you can find meaning when everything else feels like a prison and you are in jail. I knew for a fact that he was going to love me perfectly. But the problem with such men is that they hold your heaven in their hands. Did you forget that the other hand was hiding hell at his back? So he came to me one night, angry about God knows what. And he said to me, I'm not as happy as I am supposed to be. And I said, how am I supposed to be, my love? He said, you're not reading this book that I gave to you. You're not reading this fairy tale that I gave to you. See, you should understand that I am the ventriloquist and you are the puppet. You're not dancing the way I want you to. I knew at that point that my man had lost something. It wasn't his name or his meaning or the fact that once in a while I used to look at him and see Igceke. Actually, no, he had lost Unembeza. I knew at that fact that that his mother and father and parents and entire bloodline had taught him had gone down the drain. It went down the same drain that his shower water went in when he was excusing himself with someone else who was supposed to partake in a different chapter of this fairy tale. See, my part had ended. I wasn't aware. I thought it was supposed to be happily ever after, but I was just a part of the corner of the cover. I wasn't supposed to come inside this book. Now look, my man seems to say that I don't know how to read again. My man seems to remind me that I am dyslexic again. My man seems to remind me that I'm not perfect. I am nothing without him. He is my everything. I'm sorry, how did he count and get to that point? So he told me that the book no longer included me. I was no longer the leading lady. Actually, I never led him anywhere except to stray. Apparently, the only thing he could do was smoke his dreams, and that's where I remained, in a burned out ashtray. I knew at that point in time that not even my God would hear me pray. See, my mouth was clogged with all the kids I forgot to swallow the previous day. But welcome to my fairy tale. See, when my family members walk into this house, you see a staircase that goes so far up, you could swear you'd find a pot of gold if you slide down my rainbow. See, this is the part of the fairy tale where what you don't understand is that this rainbow is sitting here reminding me again that it will always be raining, storming, just as much as I will always be performing for this man that will never applaud me. No matter what happens, this fairy tale is over. I'm dyslexic again. This fairy tale is over. I am reading in Braille my pain. This fairy tale is over. I forgot to cue Liquid Deep to play that song again. This fairy tale is over and I forgot to exhale. I thought that I was gonna marry him, but yes, he's walking me down the aisle just as he promised. The only difference is that in Lezinkondlo this time, I am faced up and I didn't mean to die for this love. I thought we would live forever, but I'm sorry, I am dead, my love. My children will meet me on the other side and ask me why I decided to not stay with them a little bit longer. I'm sorry. Mommy thought that she could change Daddy, but Daddy was not supposed to be coined and changed. He was always going to remain the same man that he is, derailed, deranged. Yes. My fairy tale has come to an end and there's nothing else I can do. My fairy tale has come to an end and I'm sorry that they are missing in blank pages and there's nothing else you can do. My fairy tale has come to an end and I hope no other woman will read the same story that I have spoken of. My fairy tale has come to an end. We'll write again. Until then, my pen has gone dry. Happy belated birthday. It was last week on the 14th of Feb when I turned, how old do you think I am? Definitely 23. Thank you very much. So, keeping up with the theme of love, let's just keep it nice and simple. Can I just tell you guys a secret? I hope it doesn't change anything. I hope that you don't view me any differently, but I found my man. I found my man. That's unusual, but I found my man. On December. Sorry, my fairy tale has just begun, baby girl. We are not on the same page. So I found my man. You help me decide if really he's the one or not. So I'm just, jumping the broom. I should be sweeping clean first. But I found my man, And I think he's the one, and I'm tired of counting, and I've got problems with maths. I might just divide my attention onto someone else, but I found my man. He makes sense to me even when my senses are senseless. I've lost senses on my fingertips. I've been touching the wrong type of people, but I found my man. He listens to me, he hears me, he asks me to sing every single time when I say his name. You can almost guarantee he's gonna say Nomonde again. I found my man. He soothes me, he feeds me, and just like a baby places me on his chest and asks me to burp. And if I am still hungry, he will ask Nomonde, would you like me to feed you again? I found my man. It's not about money, but the currency that he gives to me, he pays it in attention. I am in class taking all the lessons that make me want to tell God that finally my blessing is here. I'm erasing all the cursings I wrote in cursive. Sorry, we are not rehearsing. I will walk down the aisle, look him in the eye. I'm not going to have makeup on that day because I'll be crying. More droplets than the river Nile. Afama, man. He makes sense to me. Uyi dark dindi, he's as black as charcoal. He kind of reminds me of load shedding Cyril Ramaphosa. At this point in time. Afama, man. See, you know, yin no yang, yabo black and white, yabo darkness, blindness and sight, yabo yellow bone, nabo dark dindi. Everything that's going on in my life right now makes me feel like Ngahambe was standing Shai's Kindi and tell the entire world that I have found my man. See, I'm not sure if I love him. I'm just a toxic being, and the only thing I fall in love for is just to write poetry. I'm not sure if I love him or if I want forever with him. See, I was meant to travel the world. I'm not sure if I love him, and I'm not sure if I really want forever, but he really makes me want to put down all my demons and tell them, listen, stay here in this closet until Eminem reincarnates so I can clean it again. But I think I found my man. And if I'm wrong, it's fine. It's going to be a perfect mistake. I'll still recite another poem and I'll tag all of you guys and tell you he was worth the mistake, and he was worth the shake, and he was worth the earthquake, and he was worth the pain, and he was worth me feeling like maybe I am slain. And he was worth making me believe that yes, I am sane, and yes, I am worthy of love, and yes, I am peace, and yes, I am joy, and yes, I am perfection, and yes, I have found it with this man. I think I found my man. And if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It's fun and you know, unemployment rate in South Africa is a problem anyway. But I think I found my man. And if and when you see him, half the time I don't like talking, it doesn't make sense, that's why I'm taking up all the time on stage. Because there's going to be this burning outrage that I can't even express. I'm full of darkness, I'm full of everything wrong, but whenever he looks at me, he lights me up and he makes me believe I'm Thandiso Mazwai's favorite song. Uyingo. But I think I found my man. You know, shy of super work, you got I think I found my man. And hopefully by the end of it all, I would have found myself too. Because I'm tired of being lost. Because every time he tells me, Nomonde, I miss you, I say, I am missing, boo. But I think I found my man, and I'm not going to cloud him with this darkness. I know I'm the sky, but for the first time in my life, let me just enjoy the sun. No wonder sky, I'm wrong.
Sabonga, mama. Give me one more time for Nomonde.